You're listening to the New Old Heads podcast, shot live every Tuesday at twitch.tv/newoldheads and released every Thursday at noon via bringingdowntheband.com. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You are now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7. We are formed like Voltron, as we always are.
Nice.
The fam is in the building. My man, Jay Moore. How are you, sir?
Doing well. You know, another week closer to All-Star.
Yeah.
You know, I can feel the excitement in the city. So a lot of you are just going to be let down when it gets here, but it's all good.
Oh, they're definitely going to be let down.
It's like, what do you mean I'm not a VIP this weekend?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, old Jimmy that you know at the front door, not going to let you in. So, sorry.
You know, the funny thing is like, you know, I know people who have already been hit up.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you guys still doing that thing? It's like, no, don't.
Nope.
No. I told someone, if you want to really kind of scale back people asking you for stuff, when they call you up, of course, only when they want something.
Yeah.
Ask them, hey, when's my birthday? You don't have to get the exact day. Just say the month.
Listen,
that'll get the people on the phone.
This is going to be a city full of hurt feelings.
Yes.
In a couple weeks. My man, Lonegevity. Hey, buddy.
Hey, man, I don't care when your birthday is.
Mine or just everybody else's?
Just in general.
Him and 50 don't care.
In general.
Yeah.
You the person,
But I know every single one of your guys' birthdays.
But you're the person that is just posted in January and like, happy birthday to all of y'all.
You know.
Is that you?
True.
I think that's you, though.
No, that is me,
you.
but I had to stop doing that because I started feeling a little weird. What if somebody actually doesn't have a birthday that year? And I was like,
Okay.
Yo, I didn't think about that.
yeah, I didn't until like 4 years after doing it. I was like, wait, that's kind of...
So you were a jerk and you were like, man, let me
I
stop.
don't think it's a jerk. It was just, I just didn't want that energy.
Sometimes you just be aware, you find yourself aware of things.
I got you.
Yeah,
All right, fair enough.
That's about it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good to see you as
But I'm
always,
all right,
brother.
man, thanks.
Yeah. Man, DJ,
man.
stop, man. DJ Jay Diff, what's happening, man?
Salutations.
Everything good?
What's happening, man? I'm here, you know.
Okay.
Another Tuesday.
Another Tuesday.
Or Thursday for y'all.
In the trenches,
listening
huh?
on the radio, yeah.
Okay, all right.
I don't know about the trenches, but
This ain't the trenches, really.
It's a normal day in Naptown, you know.
Yeah, comfortable environment. This definitely is not the trenches.
Shouts to the Conch Republic down in
I
Key
hate
West.
you. I really hate you.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I've never had a friend. I've never had a friend that's like a brother in my life, and I'm the one that's normally the person that frustrates people. I'll admit that. That's usually me. But Lone, for some reason, will frustrate. Like him just eating raisins frustrates me. Am I a bad person for that? Is that something that
I
I
think
can
a lot
do?
of things frustrate people. Spending money on regular things frustrates you.
It don't frustrate me. That don't frustrate me.
I don't know.
Hold
man.
on.
I can't tell.
I done worked on that. I worked on
really
that.
judge. It doesn't matter if you come in here with a Hanes t-shirt or a Target t-shirt.
I've changed, bro.
It's always, are you balling, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I can't even say, hey, man. Shouts to the Conch Republic.
So look.
Hold on. Did you go to the Conch Republic or did somebody?
I did. Somebody brought me a gift. I got a gift. Somebody brought me a gift.
That was nice of them.
Yeah. Somebody brought me a gift.
Yeah.
I'm just saying though, man. I haven't counted Joe pockets in a long time, Terry. If we being honest,
You did today, didn't you?
I didn't count his pockets. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I
I
mean-
gave him flowers today. Actually, I ain't count his pockets though. I didn't say he was balling.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
This is the
Jay
argument.
Moore has on a jersey today,
Very nice one, I might add.
so
But what I'm saying
count
is,
his pockets
here's
in typical Major 7th form.
here's my argument, bro. We go through this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has to be consistent. So
Okay.
if I'm being a bad person,
Right.
we have to be consistent and say, sorry,
You're right.
that's stupid. Sorry. I really got frustrated. All right, look, we have to be consistent,
Why did
right?
you get frustrated this time?
I'm not about to do this because it's going to raise my blood pressure. Stop, man. All right, so look,
He can't enjoy no raisins.
I have, this is what I tell my wife.
oh my God, man.
I have a medical condition.
You do. I feel you. I respect that.
I'm allowed to eat
Just don't eat
raisins.
them around me, man.
What offends you so much
Listen, man, what I'm saying is
about
this.
someone just enjoying a fine dried
It's the
grape?
white woman.
Yeah. So
Look,
okay,
not-
Dr. Umar.
Listen to me. It's not about that. What I'm saying is
When I eat raisins, I will not be eating raisins with no white woman on the box.
we have to be
And
consistent.
they're white grapes, too.
We have to be consistent. Here's why.
Okay.
If I'm being a bad person, I expect everybody on this panel to be like, Mike, you tripping. Mike, you showing out. Mike, you tripping.
Okay.
But if I show change, if I show an inkling of trending in the right upward or in the right direction, y'all have to do the same thing, bro. You got to be consistent. So Terry's supposed to say, Mike, you know what? You ain't really told me. You have not counted my pockets in 2 months. Is there anything wrong with it? It's only 2 months, but is there anything wrong with that? Or am I being emotional?
Can I speak?
Go ahead, man.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
It's
Go
my
ahead.
turn. As a fully changed individual, if you have fully changed, you don't go looking for validation in that way.
So, okay. But look, here's my rebuttal.
Okay.
What if I need that to help me continue on my path?
Then you have a real conversation about that. Like, hey, man, I'd really appreciate encouragement because I have so many messed up characteristics.
That's what I just said. In a nutshell, that's what I just said. I'm opening up to y'all.
Yeah, but you said it in a roundabout way. You said, hey, I've been showing that I've been doing good, but you telling us what we're witnessing. How do you know that we are actually witnessing that, even though that you think that you're doing it?
I would hope that y'all
He needs clout validation.
It's not about clout. It's not about clout.
What if you think that you're making changes, but you're actually not? You're doing just the minimum.
I would expect you to say, and I would expect you to be petty lone and say,
that's not
Mike,
petty.
you doing the bare minimum. I love you, but you're doing the bare minimum.
So you think that's petty rather than holding you accountable?
No, because coming from you is petty and holding me accountable. So those are two that you can do both. You can multitask on that.
I know.
So you just pick the raisins up. Like this is what I'm talking about.
The raisins are bothering you.
It bothers me. It does.
But see, honestly, that's not growth. You're just moving your dysfunction from one place to another. If you go from asking people, counting their pockets to being bothered by someone enjoying a fine fruit snack, then that's just, you're just moving the dysfunction away.
Can I go just a little bit deeper?
Go ahead, man.
Okay, so
this is going to turn into something.
No, it already has. So we're here, right?
Go ahead.
So it's like the idea of, I'm going to lose some people, but hopefully I don't lose too many people.
Go ahead, man.
It's the idea of addiction, right? We understand what addiction is, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like when you are addicted to a certain thing. Maybe I'm addicted to raisins. Maybe you're addicted to, I don't know.
Crack.
Oh, great selection.
Not you.
Great choice.
Just in general.
Just in general, right?
Yeah.
People are addicted to alcohol. People are addicted to sugar. People are addicted to a lot of things, right?
Right.
The thing that is the addiction a lot of times, or that we call the addiction, is just the thing that we're addicted to. It's not necessarily the behavior that is creating the addiction. So a lot of people that stop being addicted with alcohol will go over and they'll pick that up with something else.
To offset it, to compensate.
Because it's not addressing the actual addiction.
Gotcha.
So what you could potentially be doing here.
I love the Muslim hands. I love that.
Is that Muslim hands?
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Hey, get in the comments.
That's different.
I've never heard this before.
I know some Muslim brothers that
You said Muslim?
Muslim. Give me right.
You a Muslim
Yeah,
now? Don't
man.
want to chase tail?
Yes.
I mean, that's more like a chef. Like if something
I got a
tastes good.
homeboy that's actually Muslim that
hone.
does this. That's why I said that.
This is hone in. Maybe a lot of Muslims like to hone in.
I got a homeboy that's Muslim that actually does that. That's why I said that.
So you're classifying that movement for just all Muslims.
I don't know that many Muslims, so the one I know that does that though. So shout out to all my Muslim brothers though. Go ahead.
So
man.
my point was essentially that you could be just moving one characteristic over to another one. Just because you stop doing one characteristic doesn't mean that you're actually addressing what's
the elephant in the room.
The behavior. The behavior. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
Not necessarily you particular, but let's use you as an example.
Oh, please.
But maybe that's what it is, right? So you think that you have done good and changed your ways in X, whatever X is, right?
Yeah.
But have you actually changed the behavior behind it, or have you just stopped doing one of the things that is behind said behavior?
TED Talk.
That's TED Talk. Yeah, he's podding right now.
I mean, it's just having a conversation type thing.
For sure. For sure.
Talking about
we want
everything that makes you feel bad makes you feel so good, right?
So good.
That's not the song, though.
No, that's definitely not the song.
Yeah, it's like Tony, right?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Oh man,
feels good. It's not so.
I know it feels good, but but that's the Tony.
You be playing
song,
like
right?
you don't know the songs. You really be knowing the song.
That's the Tony song.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's the only Tony song that I know off top.
If you heard more, you would know them.
Probably because they were kind of a big thing for a while. But yeah.
Plus, if you watch certain movies, these things just through osmosis. You know,
like Boomerang and stuff. I'm sure there's some songs in Boomerang.
Yeah.
Not for. I'm gonna leave it alone. Boomerang is a good movie though.
It is.
Yeah.
But it seems like, feels good.
Tony might be Boomerang.
Yeah.
That wasn't a Boomerang song.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
No,
I think there's probably a scene.
Yeah, we know that was not.
He said, "I'm positive."
I feel like there's a couple scenes where that would work.
You're trying to redo the music direction in your head.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't
No.
Yeah.
Hey, the next thing you know, because Lone is a genius, man. He scores films. I've seen him do it. He gonna score Boomerang and put
All Tony
Tony songs throughout the whole movie and just release it and be like, y'all check this out.
You know what I thought
So don't
about?
tempt him because he definitely will do that.
I have an idea.
I mean,
but
there is a Tony song in there.
Oh, is there?
Do you know the record?
Yeah.
Just name the song, man.
Just me and you.
Good point.
Man, it's almost like I was right.
It is almost like you were right.
That's
Almost.
not a Boomerang.
I thought we were talking about. Oh, I thought.
It's Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Boys in the Hood.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's Boys in the Hood.
I
yeah.
would have had it too.
I don't
if it
know. I
wasn't
was
for you
really
meddling.
thinking. I was really thinking
Lone
about
was
Boys
about
in the
ready to
Hood.
ride out.
Yeah.
Nah, that's actually I know the
I
scene
don't think Tony have a song on Boomerang.
because
No,
Boomerang's soundtrack is
It's a good sound.
Fire.
it's very memorable.
top to bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dawn, A Tribe Called Quest. They had the only song on the soundtrack that's not in the movie. Hot Sex is not in the movie.
Yeah.
Johnny Gill,
Boys to Men.
Tony
Tony Braxton.
Yeah. That whole sound, that's one of the best soundtracks ever, in my opinion.
Okay, I have another random thing before we jump in. Do you guys actually like the Hot Sex on a Platter song by Tribe?
I think it's cool.
Yeah, I'm with it.
I hate that beat.
It's not a.
Yeah, I'm with that, man.
I like the beat though.
Yeah, I like the beat, man. It got a good vibe to it to me.
Remember when
I
they
don't like
Helter Skelter tried to do? I'm not saying tried to do. They redid a song that basically has that same beat called "I Ain't Having That." That was the first song off their Magnum
Helter
Force album.
Skelter?
I don't
Yeah,
remember that.
off their second album, Magnum Force,
What was the first one called?
Nocturnal.
That's when they were the
Hanging
back
around,
joints.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, Jay Moore,
The floor. That was
That's Scotia.
Yeah, that was.
you got me on that one, bro. I'm going to have to pull that one up. Huh.
I liked it at the time.
It didn't age well, though, did it? Hot Sex aged. That aged.
I mean, when
I
you
don't
just think
so.
about
I never
You
liked
don't
it.
like
You
it.
don't think-
This is the crazy thing. It wouldn't have. I don't know if it would have fit on any of the Tribe Called Quest albums.
I think it would have.
You would
Hot
have
Sex
put.
would have fit on.
You would have put that on like Midnight Marauders. No, you wouldn't.
What came after Midnight Marauders? Low End? No. With the graffiti and what was the album?
Beats Rhymes Life.
Beats Rhymes and Life.
You're right.
It might have slid in there. Cause Hot Sex is like that sounds like a Tribe record, bro.
It does, but it's just like
Sounds like that early
it's not.
Q-tip.
That's not even in my
Early
top,
Q-tip.
It's not my top 25 of Tribe Called Quest songs.
Well, I ain't mad at that. I think it go though. I think I'm with
it's
Terry on
decent.
that one. It's decent. Like,
I don't know. Maybe I have to listen to it out somewhere. This is when I was.
I mean, it's not gonna be
The reason
award tour or nothing like that. It's not gonna be that, but
No, it's not.
the reason
go.
why I don't like it is just because it's super repetitive over
It is.
and over and over and I don't like the loop.
when you said early Q-tip, I felt that.
It's
Yeah.
early Q-tip.
Well, I felt that. But you'd be hard pressed to find a soundtrack that's as polished as Boomerang. That's a hard. That's a hard one to beat, bro.
That was
Top to bottom.
Babyface
Yeah,
and
Babyface and
they took look, and honestly, I'm thinking about scenes they could have worked Hot Sex in there.
Oh, it could have definitely worked. But
They could have had one of them Strong J scenes. They could have worked Hot Sex in there.
They could have worked in Feels Good if they really wanted to.
We just gonna put
It wasn't out yet.
We
yeah.
Yeah,
Was it?
Boomerang?
did that
Wait a
come
minute.
out?
Wait.
year's
Boomerang?
Boomerang is 1992.
Two. Feels Good was out.
Let me go look.
Yeah, it was out because Boys to Men's on there.
But you got to think when
gonna fact
when they
check
were
this.
shooting the movie and when
When the music
when the song
direction,
actually
yeah,
came
when
out.
they try to score it.
1990.
1990 for Feels Good.
Okay, well, it
Yeah,
could have been.
It was out. It
All right,
was out.
well.
Because Boomerang was.
It's got End of the Road on here, and End of the Road was on their second album.
It was the bridge between Cooley High Harmony and 2.
Boomerang
92.
was released in 92, so
Yeah,
Feels
could've
Good
been
definitely was out.
Yeah, all right.
I remember that's
Yeah.
quite
Got
the-
me on that one.
Yeah, that was quite the summer.
You could swap it with Kenny Vaughn's Feels Like Heaven.
I don't know. You could.
Long don't know Kenny Vaughn's Feel Like Heaven. He does,
I remember
he's saying that. He don't know
I
that.
was a young boy. I remember that scene in that movie where they played that.
Yeah, that was actually
Yeah,
cool.
That was all right.
Yeah, I'm sure it was great. I'm just saying.
Not as good as It Feels Good was put in there.
Imagine in the Mandela effect, like a different alternate universe.
He gonna try to find a way to put Feels Good.
I swear, man, like he's gonna
How
find
can
a
I
way.
put that in the South Central?
Lone is the person that's gonna be
OG
like.
Bobby Johnson Feels Good.
Lone is the person that's gonna be like. There's gonna be a scene in Boomerang where Martin and Eddie Murphy and them walking out the store, you know, when they scared the white dude, and he gonna be playing, he gonna put like "Hey Little Walter" underneath that or something from Tony. Like, do not gas him up, bro, because he will score this whole thing with Tony records, bro.
I have an idea.
See? Like Marcus Graham gonna have Leela Rashawn over at the crib, and he gonna play Hey.
He gonna have Pop sitting there showing off his mushroom.
And it's gonna be like,
bang
good.
bang. It's gonna be going playing feel good in the background while he's showing off the interior of his jacket.
I mean, that kind of sounds like it could go.
Oh my God, man!
It's going to be the part.
This time next week, we'll see.
They decide they're gonna ride on Willie Manchester. It's gonna be like, and you know, it feels good.
Terrible.
Feels good.
Lone, I'm actually going to start off with, because you put this in Discord.
You said you don't know who Ben Shapiro is. He's got a song called Facts with Tom MacDonald.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the first time Ben Shapiro has ever rapped.
Yep.
It sounds like it's the first time he's ever rapped.
Okay.
Extremely corny.
And you know, it's Tom MacDonald doing Tom MacDonald things. You know, it's not a good record. It's a rap power ballad. It's not hip hop. It's just what it is.
So Lone, let me ask you this.
Number ones mean nothing, do they?
Man, listen.
Not if you're an influencer. You know, like anybody who's a big influencer can go get a number one because it's just people playing it.
So what does this say about, I guess, about the landscape? Because we talk about people that quote unquote play with hip hop, because we've had this conversation before, but it's actually when you were gone. This is the epitome, I think, of what you were talking about, because how this happened, I don't know, but this is clearly trolling.
It's not really what I was talking about. I mean, what I was talking about specifically was just the...
You don't think it's kind of in line with that?
You guys kind of took it another place, which is fine. But my not to get too sidetracked, my intent was rappers that young people that get in, they enjoy rap, but their intent is legitimately just the bag. It's not to be creatives in the long term.
About the culture and all that
Ben
stuff.
Shapiro is a multi-millionaire. He's co-owner of the Daily Wire. He doesn't need money to rap or anything like that. So he's doing this just to kind of mock hip hop. Is what it is, and rap music in general,
which he's talked about. He's been against in the past, correct?
So he came out a few years ago and he made the statement that because of his musical background of his dad being a professor or playing classical jazz music or something, I don't know what it is, doesn't matter. Because he's got this history, he's like, rap music is not technically music because it's just rhythm and, you know, like the music part is, but rapping isn't musical. Right. And he's trying to make this big argument, like essentially what he's trying to do is demean hip hop music and rap music and black culture of music, essentially the popular black culture of music. And if you know Ben Shapiro, you know why he does this. To make it seem like it's less valuable, has less merit than any other type of genre that is out there. Okay. That was his thing. And so people are trying to equate the two right now, like, oh, now he's rapping, but now, like, I don't equate the two. I think it's just something silly he's doing just to...
So he's trolling.
He's trolling.
This is trolling. This is
100%
Ben Shapiro.
trolling.
Okay. All right. Go
His
ahead,
whole thing is, look, I saw the article, but then I saw, number one, just while I'm scrolling through things, because number one can mean so many different things.
Yep.
Once again, there are people who have number one songs within the culture that we don't know. And we might get into that later. But this is just somebody trying to get a rise out of people. It's kind of like the same thing when I said the whole thing about Lil Nas X. And I said, don't let this guy get a rise out of you because this is just what he's doing.
Now that was blatant.
When I was talking about people with faith.
Right.
And so as people who are hip hop fans, we need to just dismiss this. This is him trying to be dismissive in his own way. And since we know that, let's just, No, you're a clown. You're playing to an audience that, the whole thing of owning the libs, like that's your whole thing. Yep. And you don't really care about right or wrong as long as you feel like you're on the right side of something, even if you know it's wrong. You're going to keep going with it. So I'm just one of those people who's like, I dismiss everything. I dismiss all these MAGA rappers. Yeah. Because you're not a part of the culture. You're only doing this because you found a lane for people who are just as angry as you are. In fact, you're probably not even angry. You're just playing these people. Just like the people who are like, yeah, I support the people January 6th, but you weren't down there with them because you knew that was illegal.
I saw the comments actually that I saw when I looked at the record on YouTube. So
you driving the numbers up? Is that? But the curiosity. But you know what?
Out of curiosity,
you look at, and so you know how many people will go to something just based on curiosity.
They knew what they were doing. 100%. What I'm saying is, as I scrolled through the comments, I saw people really going at the Shapiro guy, like clowning him, like talking about his past and how this is corny, and the hoodie and his hands is in his pocket. Just people ripping him. But there was a huge amount of comments that were for this.
Yep.
I saw a lot of comments, a lot of likes, people saying, keep going, brothers. And, I'm paraphrasing, but I'm seeing a lot of stuff where people were behind these two dudes. And those comments outweighed the people going at Shapiro and clowning him from what I saw.
Because, there are people like me who wouldn't even click on it.
Right.
But the people who like Ben Shapiro and think, yes, that his worldview is something that I need to embrace because I feel marginalized,
right?
In this society that is becoming, even with all its flaws, is becoming more fair,
right?
And I don't know where my place is in a society that's becoming more fair.
Yeah.
That's, it's kind of crazy, but
is the, that's
a bar right there.
Those are facts.
Yeah. Because look, there was a time when you could just say there were certain things that were just set aside for a white man.
Yeah.
It was never when the coaching carousel, we're at the end of the NFL season.
Yeah.
Coaching carousel, there was just a time until Art Shell came along with the LA Raiders. I think they were in LA at the time. There were no defensive coaches or offensive coordinators who were black or
period
that were considered.
Period.
It just wasn't a thing. It used to be like, okay, you can play, but we're not going to let you coach.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I remember reading this story about one of the TV judges, and she talked about how her father had graduated at the top of his law school.
Yeah.
Couldn't get a job at a law firm, had to work in a linoleum factory for 3 years till he could open his own law firm because white law firms did not. Now, if you're black and you are capable and you're a lawyer, so now there's white mediocrity that's pushed to the margins.
Right.
And so as long as there's white mediocrity that's being pushed to the margins, there's going to be somebody like Ben Shapiro to say, hey, you're being marginalized because of fairness in the marketplace.
Right.
And we're going to make a rap song for you. Him having a number one rap song is not considering what's going on in society. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised just because of the metrics and the way things, just like that one, try that in a small town dude.
Oh yeah,
These are the things
we talk
that, if you can get a part of that audience, it feels of that white, specifically white male audience feels marginalized by fairness in society. And you can bring up things like DEI.
Yeah.
And you can bring up things like
that's diversity, equity, inclusion for you guys that don't know.
Yeah, and you can bring up banning books in school about Jackie Robinson and Rosa Parks and all these things that are just hot button words, and you can tie into that audience, you'll make $1 million easy.
You know what, Terry?
The anti-wokes.
We had a chance to play the record prior to going on to the show, and Terry, you said something that jumped out to me. And I actually agree with you 100% when you were talking about the concept of people playing with the hip hop culture, right? Because this is a prime example of people just trolling and playing with something that I would say all four of us take serious. Just kind of talk about how that makes you feel when you see something that just pops up like this that is inauthentic.
I really don't have a lot to add. I mean, I think
other than what we said,
touched on everything. I mean, it's just annoying when I see it at the end of the day.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It is annoying. Yeah,
it's annoying because we know what he's doing, but at the same time, can't really give it much stock. It's only those people that are in the comments that are like, "Man, this is great." But
I saw it, bro.
Finally, a rap song for me.
Yeah,
I saw it, bro.
And even like the reactions you'll see on TikTok. But the thing is everybody that's reacting the same exact way then praise are exactly what you would think they would look like.
The people,
they're
people that are
exactly
reacting,
what you think. There's, there's
the sunglasses and the
but then there's also, but they're also all conservatives. They're like, oh man, did you hear that bar about Muslims and Christians, or did you hear that bar? It's just like that's not a bar, man. That's not a bar. Yeah. And so it's just I wouldn't even call it culture vulture. It's just he's just trolling. He's just trolling.
So this is just
Tom MacDonald is definitely a culture vulture,
100%.
But. And he doesn't even do hip hop. He just makes rap music for angsty white people.
So Shapiro is just an elite troll at this point. Yeah. On this, as it relates to the record.
But he always has been. And he's a debate bro. So he's one of those dudes that he understands how to debate extremely well. Mm-hmm. So like if you see him go up against somebody, he's really good at pivoting out of a talking point that he doesn't have into something else. It's like this whole idea that if you can win a debate, it means you're right. Well, no, that just means that you can win a debate. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're right. And he is definitely one of those guys. That's why, facts, not his big shtick is facts, not feelings. but it's his facts
versus actual facts.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
A lot of times.
Look, he's one of those people that will have an argument with you about something that you can look up in a book.
Yeah. And
okay.
And he'll pivot and he'll change the direction of the conversation to something else. Anyways, that's enough about Ben Shapiro. We can move on.
Yeah, I saw him with his gold chains talking to.
He's like, yeah, I got the bling. Yeah. I'm in the clubs.
Yeah,
wear that to the wrong club and see what happens.
Once I saw the FaceTime or whatever you want to call it with the split screen. He's got his shades on and he's got fake gold chains. He's like, bro, we're number one in the country. I'm like, yeah, this dude. Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Thank you, man. Because now I have to. I'll do my due diligence.
Don't search him out.
I'm not gonna waste too much time, but I'm glad you put me on game because that speaks a lot about a person that I didn't really know a lot about that I've now formed feelings about based off the minimal amount of information that I've been provided.
He's supremely, like, if you ever heard the term like bad faith, he's one of those people that always operates in bad faith.
Gotcha.
So it's not even worth it.
Well, let's stop talking about that goofy then, if that's the case. Talking about pivots, perhaps we should pivot.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about Marshall, man. Marshall's been in the news, man. Did y'all know that? Y'all had to have. Marshall been in the news, Jay Moore.
Yeah.
He got there's a Doomsday 2 record. He dissing people. He dissing Benzino. He dissing his daughter. Made a bar about him being a giraffe and no neck, and
unfortunately, a lot of Eminem's target audience is similar to the last topic, so I don't really pay attention to him.
That's the crazy thing is because
Eminem's completely different. He doesn't align with them at all.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? A lot of those people who would have been his, like when he came out against Trump, like there are people who sang his praises, but when he did that freestyle on BET Awards.
Hyperventilate loaning.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden there were questions from that side of the aisle about Eminem because that was still one of their heroes until he took a political stance.
So this bar came out. I didn't even aware. I was aware of Eminem and Benzino because this go back. But
yeah,
he caught a stray and his daughter caught a stray in some random Doomsday Part 2 diss record that Eminem put out. And Benzino did a response over Jay-Z's, what's the record off Volume 1?
Something old.
It's dope, though. Y'all know the beat if you hear it. But
of course, Benzino had a follow-up beef track with a beat that's like 25 years old.
Yeah, that's on brand for him, right? So one of the bars in there, he talked about how Eminem, and I'm paraphrasing here, but how he picks the certain people that he wants to battle with, right? So I started analyzing Eminem's opponents for his battles throughout the course of his career.
Okay.
So my question to you all is, has Eminem battled down from a talent standpoint throughout the course of his career? Because
Benzino, tell us the statistics. Did you look
well,
at
Mariah Carey, Machine Gun. Let me get another one. I had a list too. I had a whole list.
I think you're
Benzino.
lying. This is that line
Benzino
that we were talking about earlier on about how you've kind of changed, but not really, because you're lying right now.
I'm not lying because
you don't have a list.
He's battled. There was a list though. There was a whole list. I'm about to find it. No, I'm about to find it.
Okay, let's wait. We're
wasn't a situation with him and
Play
Candace.
music. We're gonna wait.
But Backstreet Boys. I don't know who.
No, but these are people though. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, if you think about the list of the people that he's battled, how many people do you remember that Eminem has battled that have been elite MCs?
Well, he only goes at people that
come at him.
That pop stars and people that, but also people that come at him that are bigger than him, right?
Okay.
I mean, he said the Michael Jackson stuff, but I don't think Michael Jackson came at him.
No.
Bought his publishing.
So Michael, that was Michael Jackson's version of battle rapping. Is I'm just gonna buy your publishing. Yeah, I guess Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon and.
Because that was one of Benzino's points is how he picks his battles in terms of when he wants to rap. And of course, he called him Culture Vulture and all the rest of that stuff. But that's the part that stood out to me because Eminem has battled a lot of people.
Me as somebody who's not a huge Eminem fan, but I respect him as an individual.
Really?
But somebody who respects him as an individual and as a person, and that he is super talented. Like Benzino is we shouldn't even be talking about this. Like Benzino's not a big enough name or anybody relevant enough that we should even be talking about him talking about.
I've got nothing.
I mean, who cares about Benzino's rap? He's never been good.
It's actually more about Eminem actually mentioning
Benzino
I'm talking about in terms of what you're talking. I'm validating what you're saying because it's really not about Benzino at all. Nobody cares about that, but I'm just saying the concept of Eminem and who he's battled over the course of his career.
Did he go at like Royce and Joe Budden and all them, like Ja Rule and all them? I mean, I see some names in the chat.
He did go at Ja Rule on the strength of 50, but
that was off 50.
They
Good
pretty
point.
much jumped Ja Rule at the end of the day.
It was him and Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes had words for Ja Rule. It got bad at one point.
I don't know, man.
Has he battled down Jay Moore, in your opinion?
In a way, yes, but at the same time, it's Eminem, and like first of all, let's just say this: him even trying to just gain some clout right now off of a diss record, and you're going at Benzino and his daughter. First of all, that's corny to go after Coi Leray. What has she done to you?
On Eminem's part, that's corny.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay, we just because even when you're engaging in war, and anything gangsterism, kids are off limits. So
she's grown though.
I know
she grown,
but still, the only reason you're engaging with her at all is because she's Benzino's daughter. Because they've probably had zero interaction, Coi Leray hasn't said anything about Eminem.
I don't even know what the bar is. Was it even like?
It wasn't nothing. It's nothing.
But it's
crazy,
but once again, it's just like, nah, man, come on. That was just corny on your part. If you still are holding on to whatever Benzino did 20 years ago when he was dealing with the source, you got to understand. It's like, first of all, you won.
Right.
Okay, you won. All right, Benzino, nothing against, he's living his life, doing whatever, but you're where you are, and Benzino is where he is, and you did the Super Bowl a couple years ago, okay? So clearly, you're in a good space right now.
True.
Right. You're still able to put out records that, good or bad, people care about and care enough about to listen to and engage with and have conversations about. I can't say the same for Benzino. When you've won, there's no need to just start, start pointing and tap dancing all over the person you beat. And so, I understand this is hip hop, this is competition, but if you're Eminem, if you're trying to get your name back out there and this is part of a rollout, why would you start with Benzino and Coi Leray?
Well, Coi Leray's kind of high right now.
She's got
a dope follow.
But at the same time, this is where things get complicated because Coi Leray's on the new Busta album. Busta's kind of all tied into that for less Aftermath G Unit from when they was all in the same thing together. So I don't know. I just think
Eminem doesn't have to say anything to anybody, and it's going to move the needle regardless.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to. A lot of these beefs are just. I mean, it's not even really beef.
I don't think it's beef either.
It's just talking to be talking and putting words together and similes and phrases and all Eminem type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm thinking, at the end
it's
of the day,
annoying. And he's a dope MC.
Yeah,
but this is kind of a tired shtick to me.
And plus, I'm at this point because I'm getting to that age where I'm like, dude, aren't you 50?
He 50.
Aren't you 50?
He can rap. If
he still can rap now.
It doesn't, but you doing this
to somebody that was actually saying something to him, then it would make more sense. But nobody, like Lone said, nobody's thinking about Benzino.
I actually found what I was looking for. Because they have the names of the records, but we've already mentioned them.
I'm sure it's not your list, though.
The majority of them we've already mentioned because it starts with Ja Rule and goes in then Benzino. Obviously, we talked about that. Machine Gun Kelly, Cannabis, Christina Aguilera, George W. Bush. Kim is going to be in there, so that's on the list. We don't care about
that. Come on.
I don't know, man. It seems like a downward.
It just seems like, honestly, this is.
Downward approach,
he seemed
bro.
bored. Dude, put out
I
think Terry is right though. Terry, we really could have ended it there because it's just a part of it.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's not really worth talking about. Eminem's rapping about people again. Oh, okay.
It's right on brand for him.
Cool. That's what he does, man. That's.
When last time we talked about Benzino?
I don't know. I don't think.
In almost 400 episodes, I think this is the first time.
This is the first time we talked about dude.
No, we've definitely talked about him probably, but not. He doesn't ever deserve his own segment. So
we've talked about Coi Leray. I know we've mentioned Coi Leray, but I don't think.
Yeah, because I remember I didn't know that she was his
daughter
at one point in time, but.
She made good records though, so
she got some joints.
Yeah, she got some.
I'm not going. Yeah, I can't even say that she doesn't.
Yeah, as a kid say, I'm not about to cap. She got some joints. Did you guys see one of the greatest of all time, by the way, Lil Wayne? Y'all see his explanation for why Drake gets hated on in hip hop?
Nope.
Why don't you tell us?
He's light skinned.
Yes. That's literally what he said. And this was on Richard Sherman's podcast. Shout out to Richard Sherman. That's one of my favorite cornerbacks. Dude was a beast in Seattle. He basically said, how I know is because I'm not light-skinned. I hated on all light-skinned dudes in school. So, yeah, it's an American history, man.
Lil Wayne's got sometimes he's got stuff where he says where it's just like, yeah, Wayne's, and then other things he says is just like, man, what?
Bruh.
I mean, colorism has always existed.
For sure.
In the black community and
There
whatnot,
we go.
But Drake's not the only light-skinned mixed rapper, man.
I mean, there's literally a guy in his same class named J. Cole.
That's what literally who I was thinking.
We don't think these same things about.
Thank you, man.
So then, is it because he's light-skinned and Canadian?
Now, I did see.
I mean, there's a problem with these damn Canadians. So,
Dirty foreigners.
Dirty foreigners out here.
That's terrible. I mean, light skin went out in the 80s when El DeBarge and all of them.
El DeBarge. He dropped a bar right there.
I'm just talking ish at the end of the day. I mean,
I know where you're going. Yeah, I know
the
where
only
you're going.
people that think like that are people that probably consider themselves ugly. I'm just going to say that.
Sorry, that. Yeah. Okay.
Just saying.
All right. So
He said it so calm though and took a sip after.
So all you ugly MFs out there, please stop hating on light-skinned Canadians.
Terry, that's basically it.
I mean, we can. That whole conversation right there.
I think that's it. I don't think we need to go any further.
I thought it was gonna go longer than that, man. You just gonna close it off?
And I just got short quips today. That's all I got.
And you know what? I'm with it. This is my type of. We could do like a whole bunch of segments.
Yeah, I think we do every subject in the thing tonight.
What else we got?
I really don't have anything else to say.
I mean, Lil Wayne doesn't. It's a stupid response. It doesn't make sense.
Dang, Terry, that's it, bro.
All I got, man. Sorry.
Ugly Okay, all right. let me stop.
Yeah, let's run the partners. Thanks to our partners. Dr. Coleman of Coleman Dental is our go-to dentist. He's a longtime Indianapolis arts and music supporter located right in Broad Ripple. Printfinity is a screen printing shop based in Indianapolis, owned and operated by our own DJ Jay Diff. Our good friends at Indie CD and Vinyl operate one of the best record stores in North America. Shop new and used in their site or visit them in person. And the best way to support the New Old Heads is to visit our Patreon and become a member for as little as $3 a month. All details on newoldheads.com. Yeah, welcome back to the New Old Heads.
Got high votes on that one, and so much for that one.
What else are we talking about? Yeah,
I ended that one. Let's talk about. Okay, we can try this. We've been around long enough to answer this question, I believe. This came up in conversation with people alone, but I'm not going to bring that up because I know you hate them.
You just did.
Let's just pay back for the raisins. So,
well, California you didn't collect California raisins as a kid.
Had all of them from Hardee's.
So what is the problem?
Yeah,
with
what's
raisins?
the issue with raisins?
See,
we need to. Now, if we want to do a deep dive,
I'm trying to get down to the
every
bottom
time
of this.
somebody
raisins
says,
are a real wholesome snack, unless you know.
See, y'all.
The only time I hate raisins is when I'm thinking I'm gonna get a chocolate chip cookie. It is oatmeal raisin.
and I actually love it.
I like oatmeal raisins.
There-
No, I do, but like when I want a chocolate chip cookie, I don't want no oatmeal raisin.
Yeah, I actually prefer oatmeal raisin, to be honest with you, because of the raisins.
But a good old real raisin cookie, boy, howdy.
Yeah, they're fire, man.
Yeah.
And they're the best cookies for you, or one of the best cookies for you.
I mean,
if you're going to consider cookies.
if you're gonna be out here eating
eating
cookies.
yeah. You don't really even need milk to drink them.
Nope.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
that's why, because I can't have milk right now. So oatmeal raisins are great. So tell me more. Tell me more, Mike.
Really, what is it like?
Tell me more about Mr. Conch.
Is it just because you'd rather them be in a form of grapes? You
Listen,
don't want them
man.
as raisins?
Did you hate the song "Heard It Through the Grapevine"? You didn't like it?
Listen, man. I'm trying to explain this to y'all the best way I possibly can.
No,
Okay.
we're here to listen.
It's not about raisins. It's about Lone. Lone has a unique skill set that he can frustrate me by doing regular life things. He's the only person that does this. I don't know anybody else that does this. Maybe that's my problem. It has nothing to do with Lone. Okay, cool. I'll accept that. This is my therapy
We've
session.
already had that conversation.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
You brought it back to raisins.
No.
That's the problem.
This is stupid. Like, see, you putting lotion on, that's stupid. That's just as dumb as
You
raisins.
don't want them to stay moisturized?
See, now you go take it and run. See?
This is wild.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, y'all don't see how there's no reason for him to do that. Why don't you get mad when
It's
he does
cold
that?
outside.
Now, if I did that, you'd be like, man, that's
I
my.
literally
That's
did that before the show started. though.
before the show started. Now, if I did
Nobody
that,
saw it.
all right, man. I'm not about to let y'all do this, bro. Because I'm starting to get frustrated.
I think you're already there.
I'm not frustrated. No, you want me to be frustrated. I'm not frustrated. Yes, you do. Perhaps we can get back to this rundown.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
This came up through random conversation. How much of hip hop has been affected by social media, and what other ramifications? Now, we've been around long enough, I believe, to see this. Is there any one thing or couple of things that you guys think have more weight when we talk about social media and the ramifications of, what comes with that as it relates to hip hop?
Social media has destroyed people's self-esteem.
Oh, okay.
That's not a hip hop thing, though.
Yeah, I know, but it plays
self-esteem with the artist.
No, it plays into the decisions that artists will make based on their view of the world. And for us being old enough to remember what it was not to have a view of everyone's daily life through our phones. If you're a young artist, it's just, I'm bad at math, so we'll just say you're following 100 people. Most people don't follow 100 people who are actively engaged in social media. Say 60 of those 100, it shows them standing next to their favorite artist, chilling at the award show. Mm-hmm. They hopping out of Range Rovers. They getting bottle service. They're on the beach with, girls with BBLs. In your mind, if you're an artist and you're trying to make it out here, mm-hmm. it's affecting your self-esteem because you're not at those places, and you think in your mind it's and this is, we could extrapolate this towards people who aren't even artists. But if you're an artist, you see that, you think that's 60% of how of the world lives. Why am I not part of that 60%? Even though that's 1/10 of 1% of the people who have an ability to be on those stages, have those opportunities, and be financially off in a way to where you can get out of a Range Rover or Bentley or Rolls Royce. It doesn't register to you that they only sell 2,500 Bentleys in the entire country in an entire year. You think everybody, 60% of the people in the country, or just through your worldview in the spaces that you inhabit, should have access to those things. Mm. And so it makes artists do things that would maybe be out of their character because they think it's a shortcut to getting close to those things that are a part of their worldview.
So is it that the keeping up with the Joneses concept?
It's the keeping up with the Joneses, and it, like I said, it messes you with if you think that you're dope and you're in a space to where people should acknowledge your artistic expression, right? And you're still driving, a Honda Accord, which is a good car that can get you from A to B.
I ain't gonna hold you.
You know what I'm saying? You when you go to the club, you have to stand in line and pay to get in. And nobody invites you in the VIP, and you have to be with girls that don't have money for surgery.
Right.
And it messes with your self-esteem because you think that you are not a part of the 60% worldview. Like I said, I'm throwing out numbers just because I'm not good at math, and I'm just trying to make it make sense to people who are listening in the short term right now. I think that's why you see artists do things that I think are so far out of their character, because the quicker you can get on just through spectacle. We've talked about spectacle.
Yeah, we have.
You feel like the quicker you can get to those things that you think you are owed, either you don't believe enough in your talent, or you don't believe enough in people's ability to recognize talent to where you'll stay within the integrity of the actual artistic expression that you feel. You'll be like, okay, well, let me get out here. How, we talk about people just getting out here to shake ass. Yeah. And it's a shortcut, even if it's going to only get you attention for the wrong reasons and for the short term. For some people, that's enough. I see a lot of people shaking ass and they just want the attention real quickly so they get a little bit of that light.
For me, it is nothing is special anymore. Nothing is, I don't want to use the word sacred, but I guess I can to a certain extent, because I couldn't see what Outkast, what their daily life was like when we were growing up. Mm-hmm. These guys were like superheroes that you put on a poster. So all I could see was what I saw on videos. Nothing is special anymore. We're in a situation where everything is microwaved. Even the music that you put out now, you can't sit with it long enough for it to be special because there's such an abundance of music.
This is not a hip hop problem though, man.
No, you don't think so?
No, I mean, we're talking about social media, and granted,
I think it applies to hip hop.
Jay Moore said, and what you're saying, I can see it being hip hop.
I try to boil it down too. Yeah. But at this point, if you're 21 years old, you grew up with social media. You don't know what it is not to have it.
Right. But at the same, what my thing is, it's again, hip hop always is the scapegoat. It's like let's all, whether it's a TV show and we say it's love and hip hop, and the show has nothing to do with hip hop. It's always somehow hip hop gets thrust into everything that's out right now
to be blamed.
But let's
but it really doesn't, in my personal opinion, it doesn't have anything to do with hip hop as far as social media.
I'm blaming social media. I'm not blaming hip hop.
But I think the conversation, Terry, is less about like why is hip hop the problem with social media, but maybe like what parts of social media have affected hip hop.
Yes, I'm not blaming hip hop when I see what he's saying though, because it's so easy just to throw it into everything. I get that part. But I'm more what you're saying on about just how it's affected it, just from a consumer standpoint and us being involved with it. And I just don't think the connection and just the fact that people used to be, we had no choice but to spend certain amount of times with things, which made us tied to a little bit more. Nothing is special anymore. Nothing stands out anymore to me because of just the oversaturation, bro. Now that could be all genres, but we just talk about hip hop.
It is.
We just talk about hip hop as it stands right now.
So it's like to both your guys' point and Jay's point, I think it just comes down to hip hop we're talking specifically about hip hop, but it's a societal issue here.
Here we go.
And the societal issue is that sure, there are people that hip hop artists that engage in seeing people out there that are doing better than them, and there's a self-esteem problem. There are hip-hop artists that fall into that category, but there are regular people that fall into that category too.
True.
Probably more regular people than not. I would take it even a step further to say that there's one thing that I've noticed with the kids that I teach, everybody chases numbers. Mm-hmm. And from an artist standpoint, even from an R standpoint, as from a podcast, sometimes it's hard to, if we have a week where like our numbers are lower than regular, even if the episode was good, I know that I kind of look at the episode like, man, what did we do wrong this week?
What happened this week?
What happened this week? Like, is the thumbnail off or is it something that happened like in the last couple weeks, not translating over to the newer weeks? You know what I mean? Like, or something like that. Or was a segment bad? Or are our short clips not as good this week as they were before that's driving people to that stuff? Or why are people not engaging? And a lot of times we have no control over this stuff at all. It's just like the way the algorithm moves and what the algorithm wants to reward. That affects us. That affects us as musicians. That affects me as a music producer that puts out remixes or. Mm-hmm. And, when I share one video and I think this is a really dope song, but it gets less engagement than this other video over here that I don't think is as good. So it's like, which is good, which is better, which is not, how do I maneuver that? So I think to that degree, I think it's more of a societal issue because it affects everybody. And then you got kids running around that are coming up in a world where all they see is numbers, and they think that if something doesn't have high numbers, then it doesn't have value.
And what you just said about the kids and the societal standpoint, we want to bring it back around to hip hop and just artists. That mindset still can be carried over by artists. All I have to do is focus on the numbers. As I'm a creative and as I come up, even if I'm working on records in my bedroom or whatever, focus on the numbers. What does that do? That pushes the quality of the music back. It pushes the attention to detail to the music back because everything is focused on the numbers. So what can I do to get the most numbers? And that, to me, is a hindrance to the artists that are coming up because they don't care about anything but trying to get the numbers. And you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. And at the end of the day, the numbers aspect of everything, a lot of times I think some people that are creators and content people, artists fall into that category, is they'll look, well, if I do this, it gets me numbers, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but you don't understand who you also lose at the same time while following these trends.
Right.
You may not get as many views from this video over here, but you may gain some people that really, truly respect what you're doing.
Right.
And those are the people that are going to be actual fans as opposed to people that are just going to be onlookers. And there's a difference between those two things. Social media clouds that. Social media makes it extremely hard because the numbers are right in our face. Everybody can see the numbers. Sure, we can turn the numbers off on like YouTube if we want. But, we can turn the likes off. We can do that stuff. YouTube has made that step. And I think, honestly, I'll be honest, I think it's a great thing.
Yeah. To do the turn off?
Yeah. Turn the numbers off completely so nobody can see it but you on the back end because there's so many other voices.
Do you know how devastating that would be? There are people that would go through I'm not gonna say depression, but there's some serious issues that would come with people not being able to see their numbers. Because I think people are so driven by that mug that
people be able
depression
to
is not too strong of a word to use.
People,
do you see what I'm saying?
People will always be able to see their numbers. It's just the public that won't be able to see their numbers. That's different.
But that's the concept. It's like they can't see that I'm actually being super successful, and that bothers me. I think there's people like that.
Yeah, and I think those people in general will keep the numbers on.
Right.
Do you guys remember when it used to show how many dislikes a video had on YouTube?
Yeah.
They removed that function, but on YouTube you can still see how many people dislike your video.
Thumbs down. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But as far as engagement for the algorithm's concerned, a thumbs up is just as good as a thumbs down.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's still engagement. I don't know. I think it would be good, like likes on a video. Like, I don't know how many times in our videos people will be like, yeah, man, look at all the comments. And I'm like, yeah, but look at all the likes. And they'll be like, yeah, look at all these people that don't agree with you. I'm like, yeah, but 5 times more people agreed with what we said.
And actually hit the like button.
And it's just like having to have that type of a conversation in a comment section with somebody. It's like, it just goes down to the trolls, and it goes, to me, again, it's not a hip hop thing, but it's a social media thing. But to me, that's the biggest thing. The biggest issue with social media is just everybody thinks that they're an expert because they have access to view. They think they have access to your analytics.
Right.
They think they can see all these things. I don't know how many students I come in and I'll tell them about what I've done and be like, yeah, what video do you have that has the most views, or how many plays does this song have on this?
I just went through this.
I'm just like, it's just like, I almost want to just kind of like sun them in a way. And I honestly, I do on a regular basis, because it's just like, you have to change that way of thinking, but it's so indoctrinated into the younger generation that it's detrimental to everything, because everything is numbers based. But that's my soapbox. So,
hey,
look, there are studies that have said that people get a certain dopamine hit when they see
100%.
that like, or somebody hits that heart. You can comment on someone else's page.
Yeah.
And people like your comment on their page.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, so it's like a bunch, you could almost put those hearts in a little baggie.
Yeah.
yeah.
and sell them on a corner.
It's like you walk around with them in your pocket. It's like, yeah, man, I made a comment on somebody else's page and 100 people liked it. Let me put that in my pocket and feel better about myself.
I think that's why it triggers me every time you say like, oh, that's 150 comments. I'm like, shut up, Mike. Nobody cares.
Smooth Hoosier just made a very good point, because we see this all the time. He says, funny, when a celebrity likes someone's IG story, they share it. That goes to the dopamine part. You talking about the rush?
You mean like when somebody,
like, so somebody,
a celebrity likes them, and then they'll reshare that.
I'll take a screenshot of it and be like, yeah, man. So Morgan Freeman liked something that I did, right? Don't do that.
Hey,
don't do that. We love Morgan Freeman. Yeah, but
because if Morgan Freeman liked one of your posts,
all the celebrities you could have thought of, you're like, yeah,
I like what
Morgan
the Maja
Freeman.
7th guy's doing over there on his Instagram page. He's doing a great job with the posts.
It's not Morgan Freeman, man. I felt like it was different, and I'm being the old head on in this moment. Mm-hmm. But I felt like it was just different because the artists were bigger than life. Now, social media has there's a filter in there now. The wall has been torn down. It's like you feel like you know them based off what you can see on a daily basis. Now, I don't know any of these people, but you feel like you know them because you can see so many things that they share. And that's different. There was a mystery. Somebody put it in the comments. I can't remember who said it. There was a mystery to it.
Anyway, that's enough about this. This segment's not going to do anything anyways. So
too much game going on here. Too much actual conversation.
It got kind of serious and kind of helpful.
Did you guys see any of this common talk with it? You said common talks about the importance of self-care and rest for artists. I didn't watch the whole thing, but that you talking about, was that with him and Sway? Because I saw
the Hot 97. Yeah, he talked about it there.
Ebro, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he was talking about how he learned how important it was just to pull back, because you get so caught up in the grind of grinding shows. And he said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but the fact that he had to learn how to get more rest, relaxation, to bring himself down after shows, all that type of stuff. As he got older, he learned how more valuable that was, because when you're a younger artist, you think about the grind so much that you run yourself into a wall.
The grind will kill you.
Thank you. Like he's basically saying, yeah, like you can run yourself into a wall by working so hard to get to where you are, where you don't take those breaks.
And then you don't end up enjoying it when you get there.
Exactly. Too. Because he's like, I'm so tired once I get there, I can't even really enjoy the fruits of my labor. So it was dope to see him talk about that because Common's clearly old enough to be able to speak on this. And he said he's made those adjustments in the latter part of his career.
Seems like he has.
And it's helped him. He was out the gate.
He's just wrote a book, right? Like
I know he has
Power of
book.
Now or something.
Yeah, I know he has another book out. Can we retire the whole concept of showing reverence to people who are grinding?
Man, it's capitalism.
Because if you think about what grinding is, think about if anything is grinding, you're wearing it down.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what stage of the grinding. Because I mean, literally everything that we go through of some kind of importance, you're going to grind.
Yep.
In some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily think it's the whole grinding thing. I think it's the pretty much wearing yourself down to the point where you don't have anything else to give.
And I would argue that under the system of capitalism, that it automatically will get to the point to where you wear yourself out because we're always striving to get more. That's literally what we're.
Like I had to be.
There's no rest for the weary, and if you're not grinding, then you're not getting to it. And then if you're not grinding hard enough, then somebody's making fun of you, or for not grinding hard enough, or be like, "Oh, you just need to work harder."
Yeah,
bro, it's not a thing.
We think this is the worst thing about our society right now, where if someone is not up, we think they're not working hard enough.
Yeah,
and it's like nobody. First of all, nobody works harder than poor people in this country.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody works harder than crackheads, but
well, they're poor too.
I'm there. Yeah, they're definitely some of them.
They always got money.
There's some crackheads out here that's up.
Up though.
No,
Yeah.
but I just think like
Any crackheads want to sponsor the show?
Yeah.
no. I remember there was
Some of y'all got enough money to sponsor.
There was this one clip that went viral. Kim Kardashian was like, "Get your effing ass up and go work." And
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, "You know how you got on is you was getting worked."
Talk to him,
your
Jay Moore.
ass.
Talk to him.
So
Trying to tell women about how they need to work hard to be able to get to where they are.
Everybody is not willing to. Some people have more dignity than do what you do, but I'm not going.
And it was all staged anyway.
It was all staged. Your mom had craft services there for the video.
Come on, man.
And a key grip and all that.
Yeah,
but,
be careful. Understand how you actually came up.
Yeah. So
my daddy's a lawyer. Be cool.
But I digress.
Yeah.
Started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah, she really started from the bottom.
She wants you to think
started on the bottom.
Yeah, Ray J started on the bottom. That's gonna get.
But
us.
hey, do you, ladies?
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. She started on the bottom for sure.
No, but I'm just saying. There's a sometimes we talk about people who work.
Yeah.
And they don't like, especially if you know how the economic structure is set up right now. We always go back to capitalism. Like if you see somebody that works all the like I'm telling you right now, I work 7 days a week. Mm-hmm. I have several jobs. I'm just now getting my my first little W-2. And you know what I'm saying? For as much as I work, sometimes I'm like, why am I doing this? I should just get out here and sell crack. Sometimes it is frustrating to get out to work and try to do
put
the right
that actual
thing.
work in, the right way.
And you doing everything the right way.
Yeah.
And you try to be of value to other people, and you see what you have at the end of the month, and it makes you it's hard not to be mad. But
we operate under the myth of meritocracy, the myth that as long as you work hard, you're going to reach your end level.
Yeah,
and the fact of the matter is that that's just not the truth. Now, granted, to Terry's point, if you can't get there if you don't work hard, but nobody is guaranteed just because you work hard. Yeah. And that's what we were sold when we were kids by the generation before us. Mm-hmm. It's just not real.
If you just work hard, it's going to happen for you.
Yeah. And I'm talking about...
I think the problem is, I hate the phrase, I'll sleep when I die.
Yeah.
Because you will literally kill yourself not getting rest.
I did when I was younger. You know what I'm
saying?
That's what Common's talking about.
That's the problem that kind of bothers me. But I mean, at the end of the day, unfortunately, life is a grind.
True.
Yeah. Because like it
literally takes a toll on you.
Mm-hmm.
Because for Thanksgiving, like I had to be convinced by my family to take some time off and go to Miami for Thanksgiving.
Look,
I didn't want to do it.
Look, man, like
I did. I was.
Would you say, Long?
I needed to put my feet in the sand.
look,
Yeah.
Well, but to me, I was like, I was just going to leave for a day and come back and get right to it. But I was like, no, I didn't need to do that. Like it wasn't going to benefit me. I wouldn't go. The amount of money I would have made a difference in what
I heard that.
My bottom line anyway. Let me go be with my family
And have a good time.
and put my feet in the sand and let the sun hit my face for a few minutes.
Facts.
Many of us are very indoctrinated, myself included, that I had to convince myself to go see my wife.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Like, I had to, literally, just go because of all the things that I have to do. But it's just like, what am I even saying? Like, what am I even thinking? Just go. I'm conscious of this stuff and I'm still affected by it just because it's the culture. It's the culture of everything. And so, Common talking about this is
Self-care and rest, man. Like, those are the things that he was hitting on, self-care and rest.
And it's super important because you have to find time to rest. You have to find time to get away for a little while, to break the monotony up, no matter what, and it's different for different people. When I see Common interviews and when I see him talking nowadays in the last decade, realistically, he just seems like he's always in a good spot. And so that's really kind of cool to see.
And
He's always got a cool girlfriend.
Man.
Who's he dating? He's the Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah.
They're like engaged or something now, right?
I don't know, but he winning though. I'll tell you that.
He be having his little fun.
Look, all I know
He has a lot to smile about.
He definitely winning right now though in life from what I see. He
rappers,
winning.
you might have felt some way about Common, and he out here doing the light and this, that, the third, wearing them weird clothes. But if you see what his end game is, that's how you want to be when you're in your 50s.
I swear.
But he talked. I saw a clip of him today when he was on Sway, and he talked about how the worst part, kind of like the hardest point in his life, was when he released Electric Circus and him and Erica split, and he was like, that was the first big adult love that he went through.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to.
She was out here breaking everybody's heart.
Man, look here.
But he talked about how that was the hard part in his life, and he had to bounce back from it.
Look, I just want to know about his beard management. How he keeping that beard so incredibly black, and I know he older than me.
Might be some chemicals,
he got some juices and berries. Yeah. Something, he's got some professionals working on that situation.
And nobody, like he said,
Beijing.
No.
He just got a good. He got a good mix. Yeah, he didn't get to just straight out black. He got the one that's actually the right color for him and what he was. So it doesn't stand out like that.
Yeah.
It looks like how it's supposed to look.
Terry said he picked the right color.
Because some people,
you could get
some
the
people
wrong
have a
color
black
black.
and brown blend.
Yeah, because I see some people who are, I see art. I was like, look, James Brown from which sports is he on? Fox.
Fox, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
he does.
He has hair.
CBS.
Plugs, so I think
CBS. I think it's CBS.
I want to know what your formula is, fam, because
and whatever Carlos Boozer's doing, I don't know, man.
That was different.
Polish.
He was out there with shoe polish.
He's still out there.
Shoe polish.
Just polish.
It's very interesting.
I was like, how you gonna play a sport where you're gonna sweat and you out here with shoe polish?
James Brown holding on though.
I don't know what that is.
Well, get that self-care and get that rest.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, at the end of the day, get that because you drive yourself crazy out here trying to chase your dreams, and we all want them. Like we
chasing these dreams.
Yeah, like I'm.
Because nothing's ever good enough at the end of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You just got to find that balance the best you can.
It doesn't matter how far you get. You'll always see something that's bigger and better and be like, well, I ain't really doing nothing because I don't have that.
What do y'all think about? What do you think about your friends or family? We'll just say, just to loop everybody in. What do you think about people that tell you you're not working hard enough? And
I tell them about themselves.
And from their standpoint, Lone, they're thinking they want to try to motivate you. They're saying they're motivating you by saying that. But what's your response to when people say, you know what, fam, you're not working hard enough?
I think it depends on the situation.
And who it comes from?
Yeah, and who it comes from. I think that matters because some people know you and some people know if you're slacking off in a particular way. But also not everybody is privy to everything that's going on in your life at the same time.
Exactly.
So, so there's multiple things at play. But it is possible that you aren't doing enough in one area and you're slacking a little bit if you're trying to reach something.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, like there is a balance to play. But if somebody comes up to me and says something, you know,
I'd be like, "Do you want me to fight you right now?"
it's like well, number one, you got to work harder than me to have that conversation with me. That's number one.
Because you really don't know in real life. You really don't know.
Yeah,
you really don't know.
And that's just, you know, like if I feel like I'm busy all the time and I feel like I'm stretched and all this other stuff, then yeah, you know, I'm gonna react a very specific way. But yeah, when I get it from like family members, it would be different if I'm getting it from like a friend or a coworker and we're striving for something, as opposed to a family member who is retired.
And you hating them from the side.
It's just like, man, just go sit down somewhere because that's all you do anyways.
Go watch Matlock. Leave me alone.
They was getting houses and stuff when they were like $40,000.
Man.
And they're telling you you're not working hard enough when
in 2024.
You could
it's a little different out here.
Work at the Burger Chef and pay your tuition for 2 semesters if you just worked in the summer.
Working part-time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just figured I'd ask because I'm with Lone. It depends on the messenger, because some people are clearly over their skis, all the way clearly out of bounds, saying stuff. And I'm like, fam, you're not the person to tell me that. Yeah. You're not.
But I will continue telling you guys to read that freaking book every single time I see you from now on. Read the book. Read the book.
Did you want to curse or?
Stop sleeping. Read the book.
And then go to sleep.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Shout out to the chat.
Ghostface, I can't go to sleep.
Well, then you got plenty of time to read the book, Jay.
Shout out to the chat. I see y'all.
When am I going to play Nintendo Switch?
Well, put it on in the background. You know what I mean? You know what I like to do?
What?
I will put on a book on tape or something in the background, and I will play video games. The only problem is that I have to listen to the book like 3 times.
To get everything.
It's just like music, like playing music. I'll be like, oh, I didn't catch that the first time. That's what I do.
Well, that's why it's hard for me to get through the campaign in games, because
if I'm playing like Call of Duty though, or if I'm playing like or you know, like a game where you just repetitively killing things, or like the game that I'm playing now where I'm just mining, literally like I'm
you're making
just digging,
which is
making a condo
thing.
out of rocks.
Yeah,
which is another thing that frustrates me. Just if y'all keeping track out there.
I got a Hobbit hut in this game.
Frodo and them gonna come through and show.
I really.
But that's relaxing to me. Like that's what I do to wind down. Is I'll find games where I can just build things, and I'll just literally put something on in the background and not really pay attention to anything at the same time while I'm just digging.
Yeah, it's Middle Earthing.
Yeah, he's definitely out here. I saw it. I seen it. He got a good Middle Earth going on right now.
Hey man, maybe I'll make a video of this Hobbit hut that I'm creating in the middle of this boulder.
Yeah, it definitely pissed me off.
We got 2 bedrooms.
Not yet, but we're getting there.
Oh gosh! Shout out to the chat. We appreciate y'all that stuck around. I see y'all still in here. Thank you for that. NewOldHeads.com for all the education you need this year. If you see it, like it, subscribe, sign up for it, hit the bell, notifications, and don't forget that Patreon. We'll see y'all next week. All right, y'all. Peace.
Yeah.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye.